Welcome back to Becoming Badass. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about what being a high value woman truly means and how it can completely change your life as it did mine. This podcast is going to help you learn how to stop playing small, find who you really are, and become the truest, freest, most badass version of yourself. So you can get the real love in life that you truly deserve and desire. We all are born with infinite value and worth, but things happen to us. It happens, and that affects how we feel about ourselves, how we show up into the world, and the things we choose to tolerate, and the choices we make. When we start believing in our infinite and immeasurable worth and value, we can show up as who we truly are in any situation. And not only how we're treating ourselves, but how we're behaving, the choices we're making, how we're showing up in our lives, and the things we tolerate will no longer be tolerable. High value woman is a woman who believes in herself and her own intrinsic worth and value. So her actions and choices all align from that internal place. When you believe you're truly worthable enough and lovable and deserving, that's going to be reflected in your choices and your actions, because you're not doing things in order to get something, because you already feel whole on the inside. She is self-aware. She's responsible. She takes accountability. She develops herself. She knows who she is and what she wants. And she's not looking for a man to save her, but a man to grow with her. This is a forever process. Developing yourself, working on yourself, becoming secure, developing your confidence, developing your emotional intelligence, and continuing to grow is a lifelong process, and one that will continue to improve your life over and over again. The higher value you show up, the less you're going to tolerate, and the better things you're going to attract into your life, and the better things you're going to have, and the happier you're going to be, and it's just going to go up and up and up. Same as if you're showing up not believing in your value, not believing in your worth, you're going to tolerate some bullshit, you're going to be accepting the unacceptable, and you're not going to be showing it up in a way that respects yourself, which is going to affect your self-esteem, and it's going to affect everything you allow into your life. Your life is going to be filled with a lot more painful situations and relationships than you actually want. And hell, I was there myself. I went through those exact situations not knowing what to say, but it wasn't because I was a low value person. It was because I was never taught or had a role model to model those behaviors for me.
So it's about how you show up in life, and how you show up in life shows the world how much you respect yourself, how you feel about yourself, and your own inherent worth. If you let people walk all over you, you can't speak up and you can't say no. I'm not saying you're a low value person, because everyone has value. What I'm saying is that's how you're showing up, because you never learned or never got the opportunity or was shown how do you speak up? How do you truly have rock solid self worth, self esteem, and never let anyone take advantage of you? We weren't taught this. I had to learn all this shit the hard way. What's so much more important than having perfect skin, amazing makeup, beautiful clothes, finding the perfect outfit, and getting your nails done have nothing to fucking do with being emotionally stable, emotionally intelligent, the ability to regulate your own self esteem, having great character and integrity as a human being, and radical acceptance for yourself. Loving yourself to be able to speak up and say no to anyone, being able to walk away from anyone that you don't feel cared about or respected, and having mental strength. They're not even in the same ballpark. Okay? This is all internal. And the insides is what's going to show up on the outside. Doesn't matter how beautiful you look and the amazing outfit you have and how perfect your hair is. That facade will come crumbling down when there's a problem. And people will see the real you. By all means, work on the inner and the outer. Have the amazing nails and the amazing hair and the sexy outfit while having the mental fortitude, emotional stability, and being a badass. Yeah, rock them both. But I'm saying that this is a lot deeper than simply the image. It's actuality. It's what's inside. It's your inner game that matters. And that's what people sense. And that's what people pick up on. So, how you choose to show up when someone is disrespectful, when someone crosses a boundary.
Or if someone asks you on a last minute date, what would you do? There's a high value way and a low value way to respond to that. And if you're ready to start getting the real love, devotion, and adoration that you desire in your relationship, then check out the gifts in the description. I'm going to show you how to start being high value right now, no matter what your relationship status is.
We all have so much value.
And that shows in your behavior, your choices, the things you decide to tolerate, how you're making your decisions. So it's all what's beneath. And if what's beneath, the root of how you're showing up, the way you're showing up is because you're trying to get other people's approval and make everyone happy. So they'll think that you're a nice, good person. You see, you're making those decisions out of a need for something from external factors which you have no control over. Others are leading your life, not you. And you're going to tolerate a lot of shit you shouldn't tolerate. And you're going to make some poor choices because you were trying to get approval and validation from others. This is all a survival strategy. Instead of actually, you know what? I know I'm enough for myself. I'm going to work on myself and I'm going to have the life I want. And I'm not going to let what people think or say about me deter me from what I truly want. And that means working on myself, and it means developing myself, and it means taking responsibility, and it means developing mental and emotional strength. And if you truly do believe it matters more to fit in and get everyone's approval and permission than to be who I really am, and you lowering your own value versus I know who I am, I know what I want, and I'm going to go after it, regardless of what people think or feel about it. And I'm going to do what's best for myself. That is acting in a high value way. You're not using the external world to tell you what you need to do or who to be or how to live your life. That's all coming from inside of you. You are self-led. You are directing your own life. So if you're showing up every day because you're afraid that people are going to leave and what they think about you and you want them to think you're nice and you're good, then your behavior is going to reflect being lower valued instead of being able to lead your own life, being the real you, which is badass. This is a way for you to live your life so that you feel as best as possible all the time. And that just shines from inside of you. And you're going to be attracting the things that you want. You're going to be not tolerating the things in your life that you actually don't want. And you're going to be getting the respect, the treatment, the love, and all the things you want. They're going to be so much easier to get because you believe in yourself and you deeply love yourself.
You literally live from this place, making decisions from this place. Because when you believe in your inherent worth and value, and you know how you deserve to be treated, then you will show up a lot differently than if you left your value up to other people, than if you were actually seeking it externally through validation and approval and attention from others. And whatever you truly deeply believe about yourself, that is what is a magnet to you. And as you start stepping up for yourself and believing and knowing and embodying your actual true value, your God-given value that you were born with, you take that power away that you've been giving to others, saying, please choose me. Please give me attention. Please give me love. Please give me care. Please notice me. Please think I'm good. Please think I'm kind. Please think I'm nice. And when you take that back, you have that power now, and you don't need the approval, the validation, or anything from others because that is all internal now. And this does not mean you're not going to have ups and downs. Hell yeah, you are. Okay? You're still going to have hard days and you're still going to have difficult times, but you will persevere because you believe in yourself. So being a high value woman is choosing that you're not going to live from fear. You're going to live from knowing your worth, your value, and making decisions from a place of loving yourself. You're making decisions on what's right for you, not because so and so told me to do that, not because that's what I think everyone wants me to do. or that's how I'm going to fit in. When you're showing up as high value, you can do what's right for you and please yourself. You don't let what other people think affect you and how you choose to live your life. And when you learn to show up this way, you are the captain of your own ship. You are the author of your own life. And every day you wake up and you're living your life, you are creating it and how you're choosing to show up and how you think and how you feel and how you dwell on and the actions you take. They all line up and produce a result. But until we get intentional about it, we are just doing this haphazardly. We're living from our reactions. But when you can become the master of your thoughts, of your feelings, of your choices, of where you want to go in your life, you're not just going to accidentally get everything you want. And when you show up this way, you are truly in control of your life. And that's being a badass. And it's all a process. It's just not something that can happen in a day. It's a lifestyle. How you feel about yourself at any given time can be directly reflected in how you talk to yourself, feel about yourself, and treat yourself, and how you show up in your relationships. These 4 areas are going to show you what you really think and feel about yourself.
And the beautiful thing is that when you start believing that you're more, that you deserve to be treated better by yourself, by everyone in your relationship, and your behavior starts to change. How you talk starts to change. And the things you tolerate, you no longer tolerate. And you start saying no, even when it feels crummy and you're scared to say no because you're like, hey, I really love and value myself. I know what I bring to the table. Not only are you going to get self-respect, which feels amazing, which I talked about in the last podcast, please check that out. People are going to start treating you different. People are going to start looking at you different. And that's the high value difference, is you feel high value and they look at you as high value. Because here's the thing, you already are. You already are. We've just lost touch with that. We've lost touch with how special, amazing, beautiful, and wonderful we all are. Our inner beliefs about, well, I don't feel enough. I don't feel deserving. I don't feel lovable. I need someone to make me feel good. I need someone to value me before I value me. I need someone to love me before I love me. All of that is the invisible part on why we're showing up low value to begin with. We're attached to what we're getting from others. When you no longer care what people do, what people feel about you, you're free to be yourself. You have the freedom now. And you can make decisions based on, this makes me feel the best. This is how I'm showing myself in the world that I respect myself. Because when you're attached to what people think and feel about you, you can't show up in a high value way. You're always showing up in a way to get a certain outcome. You may be wearing a mask. You may be manipulating. You may be people pleasing. You may be doing this in order to stay safe so that you never ever have to risk getting hurt again. Or you may just be manipulated to get what you want because you don't want to actually put yourself out there and be vulnerable and say what you want and what you need. But there's no way to stay 100% safe. There's no way to ever not get hurt. That is just life. Life has good and bad. It isn't some fairy tale. That's just a truth we have to accept. When you can stop trying to control others and stop trying to control the outcome, we're actually free to be who we are. When you can feel safe inside of yourself, we no longer need to do that. That's developing inner security. And there's a beautiful tool that I only teach my one-on-one clients that helps them navigate their relationships and decisions to show up in the world with high value and honoring and valuing themselves 100%, not ever letting fear run your life. So a simple way to break this down is looking at each area, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and in your relationship. And the value of feeling good is very, very important. But notice the difference between looking good and feeling good. You can look amazing, but still feel like crap on the inside. The superficial stuff, if it's not deep enough, it's not actually going to affect us in a real, lasting way. And it's not going to impact others. So if we're doing, like we're taught, hey, say this to him to get this result, which is being manipulated with using a strategy. That's different than truly believing 100% in your worth and your value and what you bring to the table. And then you can say, yeah, no to the last minute date.
I want you to know there's no judgment on either end. I'm not saying anything's good, wrong, right, or bad. What I am saying is it's going to determine how you feel. It's going to determine the things you tolerate in your life and the relationships you have right now, if they're satisfying or not, if you're showing up as low value or high value. So if your boyfriend says, "Oh, I want to break up with you. This isn't working out for me," and you say, "Yeah, wow, this hurts. I just feel so sad. I feel shocked. I understand. Okay, I wish you all the best. I wish you all the love in the world. Goodbye." And you grab your purse and you leave immediately. And then you go home and then you fall apart and you cry and you call your girlfriends. And guess what? His jaw is going to be on the floor. And that's what I'm talking about. Low value would be, you cause a scene, you beg, you plead, you create drama in some way. Whereas high value is, I accept your no, I don't like it. She still said her raw, vulnerable feelings and she left because a high value woman is not going to stay anywhere where she is not wanted. You'll feel that from him. If he doesn't want you 100%, you're going to feel this one foot in, one foot out, and it feels terrible. It's much better to be alone than to be with someone who isn't sure about you. And then guess what? He is going to be second guessing himself when you grab your purse and you leave immediately. He's going to be like, "What the hell just happened? Who is this woman? Have I made a mistake?" You just let him sweat and don't look back either. So, what high value truly means to me is, yes, looking good, looking nice, and more importantly, having the emotional intelligence, the mental strength, the emotional stability, and regulate your own self esteem. And what this means is, I don't need a relationship to feel good. I don't need a man to make me feel good. I can feel good on my own. You see, all of this is internal. Our whole society is set up that you need to get something from outside of yourself to feel good on the inside. And that's where we're going wrong. But when we can change that and flip it on its head and say, no, I can learn to feel good on my own. I can learn to regulate my own emotions. I don't need him to do A, B, and C, and D for me to feel good. Yes, I want these things, but I'm going to let go of my attachment to them. Yes, if I'm married, I do want my guy to take me out on dates, and that feels really amazing, but I'm okay if he doesn't because I'm going to make plans regardless if he does or he doesn't. Versus I'm going to fall apart, get upset, say, "Why did you do this?" So one is showing up high value and one is showing up low value. And all women have the capacity to become high value if they're willing to develop their self-awareness, take responsibility, and develop themselves. We all have this capacity. So please don't get stuck on the hair or the nails, the outfits, and being 100% polished. And that's another point, is that you determine where you go in life. A high value woman knows what she wants and is taking steps every day to get there. It doesn't mean she doesn't make mistakes. She's not perfect. She doesn't focus on perfect. She focuses on progress. She invests in her dreams. She invests in courses and coaching and the things she needs to accomplish the dreams that she wants. I had this whole superwoman thing going on where it was like, I was just taking on the whole world. Everything was on my shoulders. I was doing everything. I was working my ass off at everything because I never learned how to ask for support. And here's the thing. Yes, you're strong. You're smart. You're successful, but you don't have to do it all. You don't have to be Superwoman. Yes, you can be Superwoman. And sometimes that feels really damn good to be that capable and that strong. But you don't have to do it on your own. And it actually makes your life harder and it makes your goals harder to achieve because you're taking it all on yourself. And guess what? You can't know how to get to a place you've never been because everything is new. So we don't need to take it upon ourselves to figure everything out, to solve everything on our own. Put all this pressure and high expectations and impossible to meet standards on ourselves. You don't have to be Superwoman or Supermom. Matter of fact, you truly deserve support. You deserve to kick back and put your feet up. Like that is such a really, really nice frame of reference. And where I learned all this high value woman stuff was from feminine energy. I will talk more about feminine energy next time. You can become the badass you've always wanted to be, punch fear in the face, and live life on your own terms. Till next time.